He is a little above average height. He's a little attractive, but not very, and tries to keep himself in decently uh, appreciable condition, but in the past few days, he doesn't seem to have shaved very much or really bothered to comb his hair more than once or twice. So he has an unfortunate amount of stubble, and his mousy brown hair is very messy.
Very well. And what is your professional capacity?
Uh, he is a doctor of medicine, uh, previously having been a general practitioner, though currently technically out of work.
Currently, technically, the best kinds. All right.
Well, he is trying to apply for a uh, a position at a local surgery, but that hasn't happened just yet, or he probably wouldn't be here.
That's entirely possible. It's definitely not the easiest lifestyle working with the Shadowkind. I should add that all of these characters are aware of the Shadowkind's existence. That's why they would have been taking the job at the bar, and one of them should be very aware of the Shadowkind's existence, because he's an orc and will introduce himself now.
We've actually just lost him for a little bit.
Oh, come on! Alright, someone else.
I'll go.
I'll go next. Oh, okay, you go first.
All right. I am Rob Dav. Also from Savins and Paladin Phoenix's Twitch, but have recently started watching more of Scout's stuff. And my character is Sandra Ruth, even though I misspelled the name probably. No, I didn't.
That's correct.
She let me see. I don't. See, she's. I think I made her. Yeah, she's average height, average build, brown hair, brown eyes. She's probably always like sort of sneaky-ish for well, I should tell her job. She's ex-military or currently reservist or something like that. She's military type.
Yep.
Though she's oddly sort of sneaky-ish. Like she's always trying to get something under or over the radar, just a little bit.
A little bit of side work.
Yes.
Okay then. And next up, Jake.
All right. Well, I'm known as Amsel, usually on Paladin Phoenix or Savings chats, and sometimes in Scodes if I make them. I'll be playing Simon Rossi, the scientist. He had just graduated college in Dublin, and he's a lab technician. Well, partly. Whenever he can really get in there dealing with Shadowkind. He's only 23, so just fresh out of there. He's got black hair, very short, and brown eyes. And, well, that's just about it.
Fair enough. I will speak for our current absentee, just because he's not able to be at the chat right now, and he'll hop in again soon enough, I'm sure. He goes by Pets in Winter, and he is playing as Dirk the Orc. And I've written here, Dirk is a big, almost overly muscular man with grey-green skin. He's about 2 meters tall, completely hairless, and he wears jeans and a zippered hoodie no matter how warm it is outside. He comes across as intimidating because he's huge, but he is, once he's opened up to someone, he's apparently a big, goofy, friendly guy, tough and stubborn. He is obfuscatingly stupid, which is my favourite term ever. People tend to assume no one could possibly be that dumb, but he is actually that unintelligent. He is an ex-con and currently has no job. I believe that is everyone all introduced. So now I will move you over to the amazingly well-prepared and super planned out hotel.
Well, it certainly looks very Irish.
It is about
It
as
definitely does.
it's about as Irish as I could possibly find. In fact, I believe that is in Glendalough, where you are currently located. To give you an idea of the map, you took the mission in Dublin, which is about an hour and a half to Glendalough by car, and then it's about a 5-hour hike from Glendalough into the Mountain National Park. And now
Alternately, to give the stream viewers an idea of a map, you can open up Google Maps and just look at Ireland for a bit.
It's true, because it is D20 Modern, and Ireland in the intervening 6 years has not changed shape by any incredibly terrifying degree. I hope.
Not that I've noticed.
I must say,
do
that
have
would have
relatives
come
that
up in-
live there, so I would probably have noticed.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's kind of the thing that would have turned up in the news at least some point. I add that although we are in a modern era, 2010, I will be not paying attention to anything related to any politics because we do not want to do that. No one wants that game. Nor am I able to follow
Unless
that game.
it's a specific group gathered specifically for that game and you've all spoken about it beforehand. Then you might want that game, but this is not that group.
Correct.
Yep.
I should also add that, yes, the system we're using is D20 Modern with the module of D20 Urban Arcana, which adds monsters, demons, magic, and all that shit on top. There are no psionics. Also, there aren't very good things like for monster manuals or encounter tables or any of that shit. And also, I will probably change things here and there where they may be an issue or become an issue. This is not your mother's D20 Modern. I am quite happy to just fucking change anything or veto something because honestly no one wants to arse around. Et voila. So that said, if you want an exact super duper stickler to the rules, you've come to the wrong place and you're going to get very annoyed and I'm going to find that hilarious.
Not just you, Scow.
Exactly. Exactly. Okay, so you are now currently in a hotel, the Chilean Fionn Fin. I probably pronounced that totally wrong, but you get the idea. It's a fancy little hotel, long building, got a couple of restaurants, that kind of thing, and it's quite a nice place and you would have all been there for, I don't know, how many days would you have been there for if you'd received the job 4 days ago and you're currently paid up to stay there?
Probably 3 days ago. I mean, well, since 3 days ago. I mean, trains are pretty good.
They are pretty great. In this case, it probably would have been a bus.
Buses are also, well, they're not as good, but they're not completely
alright.
shit.
Yeah, it's either that or it's a 10-hour jog. I don't know. Like, through the wilderness.
I don't think any of us are capable of a 10-hour jog. Dirk perhaps might be capable of it, but I would honestly doubt it.
He wouldn't be in great condition, but I think he could manage it. He is the tough hero. He is the man who will just fucking go and go and go, and then keep
Strong.
on going. He's looking for that milk of human kindness.
Yes. Speaking of which, how are the bars nearby?
They are fantastic and shit-facery.
It's perfect.
And second question,
Shoot.
is there a McDonald's here?
In Glendalough. I'm almost tempted to Google Glendalough McDonald's.
Because if there is not, I'm afraid that my character has been living off of sandwiches.
Well, for the fact is you're in a paid hotel, so you would have been able to eat, you would have had a breakfast and a meal. The end of day meal is not fantastic because you would generally expect you to go to like pubs and restaurants and shit, but the morning breakfast is pretty fucking sweet.
Well, Jonathan would have basically been used to living from 2 McMuffins to 2 McMuffins, so actually having 2 distinct meals per day is a very good thing.
Life is looking up for Mr. Hunter. For Dr. Hunter, sorry. Fantastic. Fantastic news.
Yeah. Just for those of you watching, because I've bought a little more kit than most other characters and didn't roll as well on my character's wealth bonus, I only have wealth bonus 2, which means I can only afford fast food without actually losing money.
Yeah, without impacting your buying power in the future. So you can sustainably live off of, well, as sustainable as living off of fast food is, sustainably, quote-unquote, live off fast food. Which is always useful, I suppose. So yeah, you've been having actual meals and stuff, and you will have met up. Do any of you do anything while you're sort of waiting for the group to congregate and be ready to move out on the mission?
Other than applying to the GP's surgery, no.
Can you roll me a charisma check? Just a flat charisma check.
Charisma of all things.
Yep.
You
gotta talk the talk to score a job in most places. I found that experience means fucking nothing.
I'm...
Good luck, Mr. Hunter.
14.
Okay. You actually leave a relatively good impression on them. They can tell that you're hard on your luck, at the very least, but you don't let that devastate your performance in your applications. It's the kind of thing that will take a lot longer than 3 days. It's trying to apply for a GP, and they have to run a lot of checks and all that kind of stuff. But they let you know that they have got your name in mind and are doing the necessary stuff.
I will just say that Jonathan has 2 ranks in profession, so if that has any impact on it, then there's that.
It will do for any actual, like, real interviews. But this was literally you turning up, you've come out, you're living out of a hotel right now and be like, I want to work here. So it's more like whether they would turn you out the door for being a madman or not. So they were left a good impression of you that they'll actually go and do the background checks that would necessitate getting an interview.
Yeah,
but they
you
say that'll
handed in
take
your
some time. Yeah.
We'll eventually get
So
something
they
more than fast food.
actually read my references. Yay.
Trust me, that's better than you'll get from most, and like it.
I know.
We've all walked this walk before.
I'm
We're adults.
fairly certain that if you go and try to apply as a GP, it's a little different because
yeah, there are a lot more
nobody
checks.
will actually try to apply for that nullified because why would they?
Well, yeah, if you tried to apply for it unqualified, you'd get arrested. That's kind of useful. Oh, what's that, Mr. Not Doctor the Doctor? Why don't you sit in this not police car, the police car? Yes.
Anyone else?
Yeah, what do the rest of you do then while this is ongoing? I say it takes like a couple of days for everyone to have gathered up properly, so what do you do when you arrive in Glendalough?
I'll head to the bar and see if they have any good booze to get, and grab a couple bottles for myself for later.
They absolutely have tons of good booze. And tell you what, can you make a perception check?
Sure.
I assume you have multiple visits to some of the bars.
Sure, perception. Which role would that be?
I thought it would be called perception on the sheets, but I might be totally
Oh,
wrong.
is it actually a skill? Let me look.
I believe so.
I think it's spot.
It might just be spot.
Yeah, there's spot and then there's listen. They're separate skills. There isn't actually a perception skill.
In this case, it would be spot.
Alright, let's see here. Spot.
I've just got out of playing another thing where perception is the only role to perceive things. So my terminology is going to be a little bit everywhere.
That sounds much easier to do, though.
It is.
Alright, so it's a wisdom roll. Okay.
it's nice and convenient, but it's not always proper. So
Doesn't work.
Very true. Okay then. You also notice while you're going about these, there are like a group of pub crawling dwarves. It seems to happen relatively often that you'll go in to get a drink and you'll either see a group very deep in their drinking of rather barrel-chested, chummy, vaguely Scottish-sounding lads, and they'll move on. They're just enjoying their Irish holiday. You would know them as dwarves, but other bystanders and baseliners apparently don't notice them as this. And also, you can tell that the barmaid at the place closest to your hotel is a half-elf.
Okay.
And she will probably ask you what you're doing in town. Presumably
I tell
not
her-
thinking that you can tell she's a half-elf, though.
Okay.
So that's information you can reveal or not.
Right. I guess just tell her that I'm here for a job.
Well, fair enough. I mean, there's not a massive number of jobs around here. It's kind of one of those holiday places. You know how it is? Tell you what, if you've got a number, though, I can let you know if there are any openings around here. Or have you already got a job down here?
Well, sure, you can have my number. Always looking for opportunities. That's never bad.
Oh, excellent. And she gives you a heartwarming, terrific smile and will basically, she'll grab a card to take your number down on.
Okay.
But as of that, that's all she has, just gleaning light conversation. Rob, what do you do in the intervening times?
Well, probably a little bit of drinking, a little bit going out to eat at nights, but probably applying for like heavy police jobs or something around that area. Not necessarily being a policeman, but more door kicker or something like that. If there's anything like that around.
In one such place that you would be offering that, you can see that they've got quite a few, very heavy, Celtish blokes who look quite capable of throwing anyone out on their arse for messing around. Like, Glendalough is not really what you would consider a hotspot of criminal activity, or anything beyond a bar brawl. And in which case, you're in the bar brawl capital of the world, so they'll be they're pretty strong on the ground for dealing with that kind of stuff.
What?
Asking around, I think that you make a spot check for me as well, actually.
Is that an untrained skill?
You don't have to be trained to spot things.
Okay, so it's straight like.
it does have your wisdom modifier if you have one.
No. I don't have any. No, I don't have a wisdom modifier.
That's fine. Then
It's just straight zero. That do not recognize.
I love playing with an early team that doesn't have a shit ton of spot. Nope. Okay then.
Nope.
That's always fun.
I mean, I have a +4 in spot at the very least.
That is pretty good. That is pretty darn good. Although you were sort of moving around with a purpose while you were in town. Let's have a think here. I would love to ask what Dirk is doing. I don't know what Dirk is doing though.
He's still not here, sadly.
Yes.
That's unfortunate.
We'll wait for him to hurry up, and in the meantime, then I can recommend things for you to do in town, since none of you have bitten onto the bait and asked around to see if you could gather any information about shadowcast activity in Glendalough and above.
I didn't think we would get to do more than one thing at a time, and I did have a thing I really should be doing to not have my character slowly starve to death.
It's always a good plan. But also, you know that this job is a very good way of not slowly starving to death.
Okay.
This job will get me some money.
It will get you flat money
A
and
job
more buying power.
Will
which is
get,
important.
but employment will
It's
get
true.
so much more.
Yes, employment would be a wonderful thing for you. That's fine. I mean, you've got days around the actual place to do your stuff. So going up on the unless you decided to harass the GP every day.
No. That would be a very poor way of actually getting employed.
Yeah, bad form there. Bad form. Okay then. I can speak for locations that are in Glendalough. There are like 10 pubs, a couple of restaurants, like 2 hotels, a town hall, and a place that seems to do like hiking supplies and food and perishables, that kind of things.
That last one seems like a place my character would visit.
Yeah, sure. If you go over to the hiking supplies place, are you just going to go straight for asking around, or are you shopping around as well while you're there?
No, I'm probably going to shop around a little bit first. Not really picking anything out in particular, just sort of blending in, I guess. Or
okay then. Let's see.
Can I just quickly check something?
Shoot.
The people that have gone missing, that have brought this to actual proper attention, they've all been hikers, right?
That's correct.
Okay.
I will repeat that it is